Hair loss is not a cosmetic problem. It is a biological answer to systemic forces, genetic, hormonal, immunological, metabolic, and environmental, all interacting over time. What you see on the scalp is the end of a process that started deep inside biology weeks, months, or even years earlier. Each hair follicle is a mini organ. It undergoes life cycles controlled by a complex interplay of growth factors, stem cells, hormones, and immune checkpoints. The follicle's stem cell reservoir sits in a region called the bulge. Recent research shows that disruption of this niche by inflammation, oxidative stress, or aging directly shortens the growth phase. This is not random. It's predictable at a cellular level. There are three major phases. Anagen, growth, lasts 2 to 7 years. Catagen, transition, 2 to 3 weeks. Telogen, resting and shedding, 3 to 4 months. Modern studies have shown that an emerging protein network involving WNT, beta-catenin signaling, is not just permissive for growth, it sets the length of anagen. Disruption of this pathway is now recognized as a core driver of hair miniaturization. The most common cause of hereditary hair loss is androgenetic alopecia, AHA. But updated science tells us it is not just DHT sensitivity. Follicles in sensitive regions express higher levels of 5-alpha reductase type 2. This increases local conversion of testosterone to DHT. DHT binds androgen receptors in dermal papilla cells and triggers progressive miniaturization. Even more recently, researchers have identified gene variants in WNT10A, EDER, and those regulating prostaglandin metabolism that influence susceptibility and severity of hair thinning. This explains familial patterns beyond classical androgen pathways. Hormones do more than fuel loss. They regulate the microenvironment of the follicle. Estrogen stabilizes anagen by enhancing blood flow and follicle survival signals. Thyroid hormone modulates keratinocyte metabolism. Even mild dysregulation can accelerate shedding. Insulin resistance, common in metabolic syndrome, reduces follicular nutrient delivery and alters growth signals. Emerging evidence links adipokines, hormones released from fat tissue, to hair follicle health. This connects systemic metabolism with hair biology in ways we are only beginning to understand. Follicles demand high metabolic resources. Recent studies show iron deficiency, even without anemia, suppresses anagen progression. Vitamin D receptors in follicles regulate local immune tolerance and stem cell activation. Zinc modulates DNA repair and antioxidant defenses. Biotin deficiency alone rarely causes hair loss, but in combination with metabolic stress, it accelerates shedding. Newer research even highlights the role of mitochondrial function in hair follicles, a link to aging and oxidative stress. In alopecia areata, T cells target the hair follicle's immune privilege zone. Studies reveal CD8 T cells releasing interferon gamma, collapse of immune privilege. IL-15 cytokine loops driving chronic inflammation. This is not random inflammation. It is immune misrecognition. The follicle is treated as non-self. Recent trials targeting JAK-STAT signaling have shown that modifying the immune response can reopen the growth phase, a revolutionary insight in autoimmune hair loss. Tinea capitis, dermatophyte infection, can invade follicles directly. This leads to destruction of follicular architecture, scarring alopecia in severe disease. Compartmental inflammation with neutrophil infiltration. Diagnosis by microscopy and culture is critical because fungal hair loss is a true infection, not just shedding. Sleep deprivation alters cortisol rhythms and disrupts circadian regulation of follicle cycling. Chronic stress elevates neuroendocrine mediators that shrink anagen duration. Smoking reduces microvascular perfusion, increasing oxidative load. Air pollution and particulate matter generate reactive oxygen species that accelerate follicle aging. Hair shedding is delayed. The trigger occurs at least 3 months before visible shedding, because telogen lasts approximately 90 days. By the time hair falls, biology has already made the decision. What you see is history revealing itself. Hair loss is a signal. Seek evaluation when loss is sudden or patchy, accompanied by systemic symptoms, scalp pain, scaling, or inflammation, loss in children or adolescents. Modern diagnostics include scalp dermoscopy, hormone panels, thyroid and metabolic screens, immunological panels, genetic susceptibility tests. Hair does not fall without cause. Every strand lost is a story told in biology. Genetic vulnerability, hormonal modulation, immune interaction, metabolic stress. When you understand the mechanism, you understand the why. And that is where real treatment begins.